Seems like all the plans I am making are changing. So I don't want to I don't want to make any more plans. And I'm not doing this intentionally, but creating projects takes a massive amount of time, and my time is limited. And I'm reminded of that a lot, all the time, that my time is limited and I don't have a lot of time. I am playing a lot. I am going to continue to write because I'm writing a lot of poetry for my class. I am almost done with my script for the documentary. And and that's good. So this summer we'll see what I can get done with music. We'll take it from there. Unless something else comes up, which something always does. I'm excited about the future. I am not going to take the classes at MSU in the fall and the spring. I'm going right into my business. In order to graduate, I do need some more credits, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to take them. But by the grace of God, something will work out. The way I'm thinking about it is the music minor I was going to take is just going to be more knowledge I already know. And frankly, my school has wasted a lot of my time. It has, the minors required music history and pop music and a study of different things. So what I think I'm going to be doing, obviously I know all that stuff already. I mean, it's not like I know everything, but my time is valuable. So taking those classes would be too much time requirement at this time, and I'm not going to pursue it. I am going to stay in lessons. I am looking at getting piano instruction from someone at Gustavus. So I'm going to keep developing my skills, but I'm going to focus on that. I'm not going to focus on all that other stuff that I don't need. And I want to get, I want to get things situated in my life. I want to get, more people on here. I want to get, and these are goals. They're not, I'm okay with everything as how it is. But, I think if I do me and I keep releasing stuff, more people are going to want to be a part of the community. And so that's that. The 411 on the schedule. I don't know. I create all the time, and I'm going to try to keep this down to creations and stuff like that. Not get too much into the detail on my schedule and everything like that. But, yeah, that's that for now. See you later. Bye. All right. I know certain people, certain of you, are very excited to hear my newest work. Excuse my kitchen. I have been busy creating for the last few days, and I will get to that later. All right, so stop harassing me. I haven't warmed up or anything this morning, but I'm so eager to give you a taste of what I've been working on. Let's get the camera fixed a little bit here. And this is so exciting. I waited a really long time to be ready for this. So what have I been doing? I finished my bachelor's degree. Let's see if we can get that glare off. I had things to do. Just trust me. Okay. Let's see, what part do I want to play for you? All right, I'm just gonna give you little teasers. So I'm gonna do like the first 20 seconds of the 2 songs I have done. And I'm going to work on the 3rd one today. Probably get it done. So we're well into this new album. There'll probably be about 15 tracks is what I'm thinking. And I should have it prepared this month. This month it should be ready to be recorded. Whoops, let's turn on the keyboard. Overexcited, I didn't even turn on the keyboard. Teaser for that one, and this is the one I did yesterday. Stars are brightly shining like the day my Lord came, telling me I am enough. Let me rejoice with love's sweet love. Snippet of the work I've been doing, and when you get the whole song, you're just gonna love it. I apologize that I look tired. I just decided it would be ridiculous if I didn't do a making of for this album. So I just, honestly, this is new for me to just be doing my music and to be so focused and to have all my work laid out for me. I've been prepping for this the whole time I've been in school. You know, my routine, like my practice schedule, writing every day, checking in with my creator, you know, God. And having some fans to start out with. I've got a fan club, I've got social media following. It's not like it's freaking huge, but it's a start. And I worked really, really hard, really, really long to get to this far. I've been playing music my whole life, and it's taken me a lot to get this far. Look, I got a brand new book for my new album. I think I can switch this somehow. I have seen people switch these. Wonder what that button is for. No, I'm not the smartest on these things, but I figure it out. I'm figuring everything out. Okay, there's some like glare thing going on right there. There's gotta be a way I can switch this phone. Can't do it because I haven't figured it out yet. Okay, so anyways, got a brand new book. This is better than my last one. My last one wasn't as easy to write on. I just scored on this one. This is the first song. Second song, didn't work. This is the interlude, which is going to be throughout the album. This is my spiritual album. So my first album is Fresh Blood, and now is the time to give thanks to the Lord for listening to my message on my first album. I was so sick of life. I was so fed up. Last time I got in trouble was 10 years ago. I wanted to go to prison. I was miserable. I couldn't quit drinking. This is the one I wrote today, and boy, oh boy, it's gonna be a single. And this practice schedule has been coming along. Every week it's getting a little bit easier for me to practice more. And I'm starting to get my creative juices back in, because I've been in school finishing my bachelor's of political science for the last 2 years. So I don't know when this is going to get released, but I played a little bit of this for the people in my fan club, and they were like, well, one was like, we need more than that. But I am well aware that that was the only taste I was letting out for now. And they were lucky to get it. Because, I'll tell you why, I haven't created in a really long time. I was still using my last time I was in the studio, when I actually was, the last song I recorded, I was still using. And it was just a completely different time. Things have changed so much. I think I said that already. But anyways, I'm learning my process right now. And I just pray that the people that have grown to really enjoy me and to enjoy what I have to offer, I pray that they're patient with me. And I might not have all the perfect words and be completely professionally polished right now, but my heart's in the right place, and it's going to continue to get better. And the more I get ready, the more people will be following me. I know that for a fact. So I don't know why. I'm curious about something. So I'm in piano lessons right now. Actually, I've only had one, but it's the first one I've had in a really long time. And I love it, just like I did when I was in high school. So she's teaching me, she taught me so much that I can't remember any of it. Okay, so I put D, but that can't be right. It has to be G, I think. I was thinking it was G major, but I don't know why I wrote D there. Must have been high. Yeah, it is D. I know it's D, right? She said, I think the highest one, what did she say? She had a tip on how I can find the chords, and I'll have to ask her again. She said I can email her. Yeah, that is right. This is B major, D minor without an F sharp, the first inversion. So maybe it was like 3 half notes down. 1, 2, 3. That wouldn't be right either. I'll have to ask her. So everything is in D major except for this interlude. And literally I was trying to change the chord last week, and I had a day that I didn't get anything done because I wanted to do something in C major so bad, but as I reflected over the next couple days, I was like, my next song has to be in D major again. So deal with it. That's what you get. And I came up with my first single today. So even though I've given a little teaser to my fan club of the first two, I'm just gonna play around with the new song I wrote today for you. It's called Sparrows in Minnesota. Nice, huh? And so I think I'm gonna try to play the interlude after this. I really wanted to do this earlier, was play the interlude. And I'm just in the mood to practice like all the time because I'm a musician and that's what I like doing. I like practicing, I like writing. We live this life. We live the life. Shady and like the repeating and stuff, but then I think it's going to be a definite interlude change. Oh wait, this is all the C's and F sharp. Okay. Whoops. With an interlude, so it's going to be a fade in and out, and I know for a fact it's going to go after Sparrows. Since I got you on right now and I don't even know if I'm going to share this, I'm not planning on it right now. Who knows when it'll get shared, but this is definitely going to go after Sparrows, and I'm not starting it with Sparrows. I'm so excited to share it with someone. I don't know. This is entering. Let's see if we can come up with a different title for it tonight. How about that? I come to you. especially if it's gonna start off the album. It's like, give me something to go with, girl. And let's move right on to the next one, Healed. Stars are brightly shining like the day my Lord came telling me I am enough. Let me rejoice with love, sweet all my pain is gone, all my memories light. You came for me when I was broken and bruised. You came. I thought I knew it all. Holy Ghost. Wait. Holy Ghost. What am I doing? Holy Jesus, peace. Stars are brightly shining like the day. So the idea for this album is so people can go into prayer. I do this every morning when I wake up. I recently found that holding it off till I get into my day really distracts me by life and the world and the pressures, and right away I want to worry. So what I've started to do is pray right away when I get up, before I think of my day, before I answer any messages, literally before I do anything. And it's given me peace. It's given me peace. And it connects me immediately to God, so I know I'm on the right path. So with this album, I want people to connect. I want them to connect with their spirit. I want them to be in touch with their soul. For me, my higher power is God, and I need him. I need him in my life. He is I don't like my life without him. So I live a good life and I stay right with God. And I had to find out the hard way of what I need, and God is who I need. I need God. I'm really excited that I'm doing this project. I think that I do have something to say about this. And it breaks me out of my shell, because I know in my life I've prayed some really good prayers. And they were so good, I would be like, maybe I should write this down and share it with people. But I always found that I just wanted that time with God, and I needed that time with God, and I needed to just pray with God. And it wasn't about other people, and it wasn't about, that wasn't my intention. My intention was to be in touch with where I needed to be in touch. And I'm excited that I was called to do this album, because it gives me a chance to share my prayers in a unique way that speaks to who I am. And the most exciting thing about it is it's just been coming together. I have 6 more songs to do. And I am planning on finishing them this month. So right today it is May 15th, 2018. And there are 31 days in the month. I'm not for sure about that. I'm gonna look. I think there are 31 days in the month. Yep, 31. I want to make sure I get it done though. I'm going to start crowdfunding for the first time next month to recoup costs that it takes for my album. And this is going to be the first time I've ever done that. I'm nervous. I think I have a month to raise the money that I'll need. And I'm going ahead with the album, whether I raise the funds or not. I don't know. Because I have to. It's just who I am. You know, if I'm not making music, I'm missing something. Just like if I'm not connected to God, I'm missing something. And where there's a will, there's a way. But I don't know, like, first of all, I'm running like a business now. I have an official store. I'm not texting people for this and that, to sell this and that. If people want it, they're going to know where to get it. And it's just, you know, it's going to be working a lot more like a business now. I haven't had a hard time with that problem. It frees a lot of time for me. I was spending a lot of time messaging people and, you know, meeting at people's houses. And I used to, like when I first sold Fresh Blood, I don't even know where all my first CDs went to really. They just kind of got sold. I would keep them with me and I'd keep 5 to 10 CDs with me, and it wasn't rare for me to have to go home and fill them all up because I was just selling them to everyone I was talking to. And I have my email that's still valid on my personal email on my first CD. But I didn't have like a website. I didn't have an official music page. I wasn't on any of the social media. I was on MySpace a long time ago before it crashed. And I loved that because there was a lot of musicians on there, but then there was like, I wasn't on anything. And so I sold my first albums and that way, that's how I sold my first albums. And made back the money that I spent on that album. I made it back and I made a profits. Everything for my first album now is profit. Pretty proud of that. I don't think a lot of musicians do that. From what I hear, a lot of musicians don't sell. And I don't know, maybe that's why I'm concerned about this right now, is because like I have to be at the top of my game, and it's not like it's a big transition. And I'm doing good. And what I mean by good is that I have like a few people who are fanatics for me. And that to me is good, since most of the people I sold my first album to aren't active people in my life, and I have no way, I don't know, they probably don't even know I'm jamming the warrior right now. My first album was JMN, but it was said jammin'. I don't know, I think I told people that, but it was kind of confusing. But now I'm jamming the warrior. So there's been a lot of foundational things that have gotten me to where I am, but I don't have evidence of that because I didn't carry them forward. That's the good thing about running like a business right now, is I'll have records, I'll have communities, I'll have hopefully, you know, the right way to always be able to contact people with what I'm doing. That's the goal right now. And as long as everything goes smoothly, that will be my ticket to success. I don't need everything to happen right away. I don't. You know, I've had to do a lot of other things besides music in the last 4 years since my album came out to get me to where I am right now and to be able to be at this place. So since that happened, and since I haven't been devoting that time to music, I need to put in the work to get the results that I want. And I'm totally willing to do that, and I'm excited about it. I'm like working way harder than I could even in school, because I really love what I'm doing, and this is my passion. So I'm glad I have the energy to do it. I'm healthy, I am happy, I don't have any chaos in my life at all. Things are just, that's what I mean when I say things are going really well. I have what I need right now. And if I just keep pumping away, in a few months, I'll have another CD out, and that's huge. That's huge. That means I finished a CD, and like, I'm planning on probably, well, I talked to the recording company. It sounds like I can get in there maybe like the end of June or July, which would mean then all I'll have left is the mastering, mixing, and artwork. And I already know what I'm gonna do for the cover. How cool is that? That means I popped out an album in 3 months. And actually I could have done that with my first album if I had had a little bit more experience and I didn't have the learning curve that I had. So those are the good things. I'll have an album out. I'm starting to fill up my store. All of a sudden I'm gonna have like 20, 30 items in my store. That's freaking awesome. And I've got a fan club, which is really, really cool. And I'm just, I feel in my heart I need to really focus on my fan club right now. But it's hard. It's hard because I just got a few people there, and it comes to that whole thing of why I decided to do these things was so that I wouldn't waste my time. And you know, if I've got 100 people there, it's different than having like 8. I have 8 right now, 8 people in my fan club. And I don't want to neglect, this is the hardest part about it, is I don't want to neglect the 8 people who are behind me right now. And I feel like maybe I should communicate that to them and tell them, please be patient with me until we start to grow a little more. I'm working on it right now, and I hope things turn around soon so I can start posting more. I think that'd be a really good idea. But yeah, it would be. It would be a good idea. Or I could just post more. What do you think? Phone camera? What do you think? Post more? Yeah, I think so too. Quit making excuses. That's a good idea. Just do it. Yep, that's a good idea. Satisfy them. Don't make excuses. Satisfy, satisfy, satisfy. Top of your game, member. Actually, I've been speaking for a half hour. Played you all my music. This is my making of my spiritual album, video 1. Number 1. bad. It's late. 11 p.m. I am on, what is it, like, was last week my first full week? Yeah, last week was my first full week out of school. And then I had the one day of finals the week before that. But literally just that one day threw me off big time. Even though I didn't have any homework that week, it was like, it just confirmed that, like, school is stressful. Anyway, so I calculated on the way home that even though it's Wednesday night, actually today I mainly had errands and I had to go into Mankato early and get groceries for my company on Friday night. But just Monday and Tuesday this week, I worked 36 hours. What is that? 12 hours? Does that leave 12 hours? Because I had to get up early on Monday to do my speech. Anyways, the whole point of this is that I really wanted to work again today. And I couldn't. I wanted to work on my next song. I've got my days exactly mapped out where I've got like 2 or 3 days to do office work, and then every other day left in the month I'm going to be finishing my songs besides Saturday and Sunday. So if I follow my schedule, I will get done exactly with the album 2 days before the end of the month. Tomorrow I have song 5 down, and I was calculating these hours that I worked on my way home tonight because I was like, I'm really tired. Maybe I should take a break tomorrow. Like, I know I've got something planned though, so I'm gonna have to see what I have planned. And I have my next song planned, so I'm definitely going to go into the studio and work on my next song tomorrow. I don't know what it's gonna be like. Praying has become so natural to me that I don't like when I write a song, I've got to be like, okay, who is this about? What are we talking about? What's the tone? What kind of beat is it going to have? There's like so many things that go into it. This album has been so natural and awesome. It's been an awesome experience. It's really, I'm really able to just write the music for this just naturally. I haven't had to like sit around and re-edit and everything because I'm praying. I'm writing my music for God, and I know how to pray. This album has really been a good experience so far, and I definitely believe it's honing my skills. I just really excited for you to hear it. So that's all for tonight, but I will catch you tomorrow. Take 2, video 3, take 2. Hey, what's up? We are on song 5 today. Song 5. So I am getting started with my day. I have done several things already for my morning. I am just brushing up on a little bit of creative mind skills. I'm outside enjoying the day. It was funny, I think I saw some sparrows, and song 4 was sparrows in Minnesota. And I looked them up because I wasn't sure actually what a sparrow looked like. And I think they were sparrows. I'm gonna have to find out though. But anyways, I watched them and I tried to take a couple pictures. And I've done some really awesome writing already this morning. I came up with some poems. I did a haiku. I put a what if post on my Facebook page. I'm really gonna upgrade my content a lot, and so I'm excited about where I'm at right now. I guess my challenge right now is just stay in the moment. Don't worry about later on today. Don't worry about what I have to do for tomorrow or my goals for the week even. Like, just to stay in the moment with God, with God, me and God. And I'm excited to start song 5 today. So, we'll see how it goes. I don't have any ideas this far. Actually, I wrote something this morning that could possibly be a song. I think I had another idea too when I was brainstorming album titles. I had a couple ideas that sounded cool for song ideas. I have been trying to brainstorm my album title because I want to actually get the pre-sales up. Well, I would like to get the pre-sales up today, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to come up with a title. I'm going to keep working on it. See, it's possible. I have ideas. My gut is telling me I'm probably going to need a couple more weeks to come up with the title, so I could post it as untitled and release the title at a later date if I have to. But that's what I'm up to today. It is Wednesday, May 17th, 2018, and I'm ready to roll. Bye. The moral of today is simple. Don't fight me, Jill. The creator must live. I am stumbling today because I want to do something that I'm not supposed to do. So I'm taking these god-awful words and this god-awful melody off that I was trying to force. And I am going to let this be an instrumental track. The title of which is going to be Found My Soul in the Dungeon. Simple. Just do what you're supposed to do and quit fighting me, Jill. is rewrite this and extend everything, because if we want to bring someone into the present, in the present moment, there's going to have to be a lot of repetition and a lot of different flows mixing in and out of each other, coming back, forth, bringing you deeper. So I'm going to get down. Get down the loops, and then I'm going to extend it out. So I definitely have my work cut out for me today. Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, May 22nd, 2018. I am getting a little bit of a late start today. I'm still planning on doing song 7. And I have no ideas for the song today yet. I'm really happy about my work yesterday. I put in a really long day, and I was pretty tired and I was feeling kind of blocked, but I still got done what was supposed to be done. I still accomplished my goals and finished the song. It's an instrumental song for the album, and I am not sure what to expect from today yet. Especially since I put in such a long day yesterday. I also got Bible verses to accompany each song of the album. And I'm just really not sure what's in store. So I have about 45 minutes, and we'll see if I get some ideas in that time. I'm going to clean my kitchen, eat breakfast, and run some errands, and then I'll be back. I've got a short time slot today to do the song. That is my goal. So it's song 7 today, and I've got another meeting at 7, so hopefully we'll get started around 3 o'clock and see what happens. I'm going into song 8 today. Welcome back from our holiday weekend. Hope you guys had a fantastic time. I definitely needed the break, and I feel rejuvenated and better now, so it's time to start a new song today. And leave an extra page for that one. Maybe I'll just go right there. Started a lot with Father, a lot with Hope. Where do we want to go next? Could be anywhere, especially in prayer. And I talked about the challenges I like in my faith. That's a good thing. So where do we want to go now, Lord? Could be anywhere. Hey guys, I'm actually super tired. Still. I took the weekend off for Memorial Weekend and I'm still feeling very tired. I'm gonna switch gears today and until I get the idea for my next song to and work on the material that I have already. So I have I'm gonna go check out the studio that I want to record in Minneapolis. It's called Wild Sound Recordings, and I was referred to that by a friend. We're gonna check it out on June 21st, and I'm going to reserve, we've got some studio time reserved for me on July 8th and 9th to stay up there and get that done. So my plan was finish the album creation and then work on the material until I'm going to recording, but we're gonna have to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to practice what I have so far and refine that and then finish working on the music. So that's what's up. I have a nice cozy spot to do some writing today. Oh, so here's where I am on the album. I wasn't sure. I really was a little bit stumped last week, and I had some time to rejuvenate, and I went out to see some new music acts that I'd never seen. I went to a spiritual thing on Friday night, got my juices flowing. And this morning, honestly, I was like, I knew today it would be productive, but this morning I was like, okay, what am I doing? And I realized what I haven't done on the album yet is really go deep into my experience. A lot of the music so far is very symbolic, and praise. And I haven't written the Warrior song yet, but I did end up coming up with a couple songs, just writing them out. So here's what I came up with for lyrics. Okay, this is deep. I'm thinking this is gonna be, now I haven't edited this or anything. I always edit my songs. I always perfect them. So you guys are getting the really, really rough, beginning stages of all this. I'm thinking, okay, so this is put the fire out. We've been burning too long. Put the fire out. I'm gonna reach my hand out. That's what I got. So I thought my life was over, but you took me in your arms. My path felt like hell. It'll be interesting to see what kind of music I get. I thought my life was over, but you took me in your arms. My path felt like hell. I wasn't alone in the fire. And now the pain burns down all around. My past burns down as I say goodbye. I held on so tight, but it wasn't serving me right. Now I'm on the rock. I'm on solid ground. Actually, I thought maybe it could be The Rock too. That could be another title. It could be The Rock, or it could be Put the Fire Out. And I'll have to work on the visuals, which one I keep, if I'm gonna put all these in there or whatever. Maybe just one. Maybe I could just use The Rock or just use the fire. I don't know. I like the visual of the rock with fire all around and being on the rock and being safe, which is what the first verse says. And then the second verse, my parents didn't know what to do. I felt so alone. I was lashing out. My heart was stone, but it melted when I remembered your love. I stood on the rock and found my home. And then the third one I've got is, I was trying so hard, but I wouldn't reach out my hand. I kept slipping back, and I'd do it again. Try so hard, but I always failed until your love came down like hail. The fire's out, we've been burning too long. I laugh now, how hard I prayed to get a hold on life, and all I had to do was reach my hand out, and your love would light my way and put the fire out. Put the fire out, we've been burning too long, put the fire out. I'm gonna reach my hand out. Lots of different ways D comes up when I'm thinking of the music. D major, maybe D minor, or maybe A minor would work. That's kind of what I'm thinking on that one. Oh, okay, so this is from my hospital when I was at 22 years old. It's 2000, so that was 18 years ago. Yep, 22 years old. I was diagnosed with my liver problem, and it was crazy. I was 22. I had just turned legal drinking, and actually I was dying of a liver condition. Since I was an alcoholic, they didn't want to give me a liver transplant, and so I was in ICU. I was the youngest one in there. No one else was under 90 years old. So this is another song I wrote today, and the chorus goes, oh wait, okay. I'm not gonna start with the chorus. Okay. Sitting in the hospital, I'm in the bed, 20 years old, no life ahead. I felt it rumble, felt it deep inside. You saved me, now I'm in for the ride. I'm gonna seek you out, I'm gonna follow your way. You saved my life, and my soul has been saved. This is the second verse. My favorite rapper dead, that girl was so young. She held the world at her feet, she was a voice for me. But you saved me, it don't make much sense why I'm still here. But I know you got a reason, and I trust it will become clear. And here's the chorus. Or maybe I like that saved one, that saved part too. Here in ICU, my life on the line. I can feel you stirring me, but it's gonna be a long time before I get my act straight and honor your way. Give me the time, Lord, it'll happen someday. And then I have, the longer I sat, the more I wanted to get out. My wild heart was calling, looking to destruct itself. I can't tell which voice to follow, but I'll know someday. It'll become clear, I know it will. This one's called Our Father. I started to believe the day it became clear when I was praying the Our Father for hours and hours. I kept on, I knew I needed grace. I kept on praying, but you were the last sense I wanted to face. Then I felt it that day, a struggle went away. I like that. My struggle left my mind. That's what I want to say. My struggle left my mind. All my anxiety fell away. I don't know what that is. All my anxiety left. Oh, I think that's what that is. All my anxiety left, and I knew that you knew how hard I try, by how hard I pray. Our Father, come and save us in this place. I don't have a course for this, but this is what I have written out. Grace made me an angel, had me floating above ground. When I stopped trying, my answers were found. Our Father, show us mercy today. I know you want to, so in this I pray. So, I am thinking between this and a couple songs that I have yet to write out and the Warriors song, which I have to finish that yet too. Well, that's 2 songs. 2 songs in these. So all of the rough things, if I've calculated right, all the rough things for the album are all done now, besides the music for this. But I mean, I have like an idea. The ideas are all there for the whole album. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. And June 4th, 1 month time. But there is still work ahead. There's still work this week. There's still work in the month ahead. I got a lot of work to do yet. But thanks for letting me share my new lyrics that I wrote out today with you. And I hope you loved them. I hope you loved them, and I hope they stirred something inside you, and I hope you're excited to hear them to music. All right, peace out, guys. Okay, we're taping. I'm coming back from the studio, the recording studio. I was able to check everything out, and wow. I am so freaking excited. That just like sealed the deal for me. I am super, super on fire. I'm gonna get some feedback next week on my vocals and the sound of everything from my instructor, my vocal instructor. I'm gonna start going into the art center to practice the music. If you're local and you want to sit in on one of those sessions, message me and I'll let you know when you can come in and hear some of this stuff, as I'm practicing it. So, and they have a beautiful piano. It sounds, I've never played a piano that sounds so beautiful. I got on there and I just took to it right away. The vibe there was incredible. The engineer is amazing. Like, everything about this is just fitting together miraculously, and that's how God works, He's like, just don't worry about it. It will all fall into place, and it totally is. I'm on fire. I made that little thing about, keeping the music first yesterday, and right away I got in and I was playing, and I, just letting everything else go, and it's just really, really awesome. I haven't been this excited in a really long time. I can remember being this excited about my first album. So, but this is totally different. It's on another level. As a musician, I have grown so much in these last 4 years. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see where, this all takes me, and just the process. And I'm so content with where I am right now. I feel so capable. Going in to record my first album, I was clueless. I didn't know anything. And I honestly do feel pretty prepared just from the experience of the first album. I feel like I know what I'm doing. I know what to look for. I've got some people that are coming up to the cities the day I'm gonna record to sit in and to offer good vibes and good energy and get videos and pictures, and so that's that. I'll be home in whenever we get past this construction, and I'm gonna get to some recording this afternoon, hit up a meeting. I'll get some good work in tomorrow, and Saturday I'm taking a trip to the beach. So I'm going to take the day off on Saturday. I'm going rollerblading with a friend. We watched boxing last night, me and my friend, and it was so good. Knockout in round 1. So there's a lot of good things happening in my life. I just cannot wait for this album. This is the fire of a musician. Everything is just falling into place. I've got a great studio. I'm really close to my recording goals. that I needed to pull off the funds for that. So yeah, it's all lining up, and in a few weeks I will have, actually, I'm gonna get the mixing and mastering done at that studio too. This is all gonna come together like way sooner than I had expected. Like within a week of my recording, I'm gonna be sending it in. I'll have everything ready. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, that's like July. That's 2 months ahead of schedule. Can you believe that? I have all the artwork ready. I was sketching out like the album cover, like everything I want on there. There's some verses, some Bible verses that I'm referring to. There's like a whole vibe going just on the artist, on the album cover. Found my soul in the dungeon. Check it out. If you don't know, now you know. Yes, my eyes are very tired. It is the morning of July 9th. You gotta excuse me, I'm in my pajamas. And it's 1:30 in the morning. And I was up at 12 to I went to bed at 10 o'clock. Actually, I feel pretty well rested. I'm gonna go back to bed though. I've been having dreams and ideas and messages about what this album means ever since I went to sleep last night. I need to put my hair back. Just wait. Yes, my pajamas. Oh man. I'm kind of like, whoa. Where did this album come from? It's like it's a ghost. Like it just came out of nowhere. I've been working like crazy the last couple months trying to get all this together. And it's here. It's here, and that's that. I was talking almost all last year about doing this. Was it last year or the year before? Last year I was talking about doing this album, Glitter. An album called Glitter. This is my glitter. I had no idea what I was talking about.
I've been trying to get to this sound that I've had in my head ever since when I started doing my first album. I had the sound in my head, and the sound is still in my head. It's not in the world. And I thought that my next project would be it. And then just like God just like intervened, and he's like, all of a sudden I'm doing this spiritual album, soaking music, and it just came out of nowhere. Like, where did this come from? This has been an incredible experience. I literally got this album together in 2 months, and today I record. I felt when I was praying last night before I went to bed that God was saying, you have been a great student, and I want you to lead in this album. And what that means is that I have natural leadership. I used it as a girl with, being the oldest of 4 siblings, and learning to recover and learning to be a Christian. I've had to give up myself. I've had to give up my desire and live a different direction, a godly direction. I've had to do things that are uncomfortable for me all the time. I've had to humble myself. I've had to, even to the point of asking people not to praise me. I don't know, praise me isn't the right word, but to tone down on the attention of me. I see a white light on there. What the heck is that? Is that just me seeing that? I am having a major spiritual experience this last week. My girlfriend called me tonight, my Christian girlfriend, and I didn't get to describe this to her. I think it was the light outside, maybe. Normally if I take any trip, I'm super nervous. And I prayed about it once, and normally I might even pray over and over again, and I feel God like, nope, got it. I just feel like God's taking my hand and got me here safely, and everything in the last couple days has just been divine intervention. It took 6 hours to get ready for my photos on Saturday, and we shot for 3.5 hours. I have built up such stamina and gotten prepared for my professional career in the last 2 months in a way that I can't really even believe happened. And God has a big part to do with that. Praying this album. I could have went longer in the photo shoot. I was just the good student. I was just ready to shoot again. I didn't complain. I didn't, if he wanted to shoot more, I said, okay, where are we going? And I would have never been able to do that a year ago. And I really am really glad about that. I've worked really long hour days to get here. And I'm glad, like, in the last couple of weeks, I've just been like, okay, now I have to make sure that I'm taking care of myself, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting off track here, though. The point of this is to talk about God and God's plan. I also realized these are thoughts that I had yesterday driving over here, and I feel like, you know, it came from prayer. I feel like I felt on my trip over here yesterday that, like, I had this, like, realization that, okay, I'll tell you something first. Okay, you know how, like, everything's just been really smooth the last few days, like, unusually smooth. Like, everything has came by without a hitch. Like, I haven't, you know, like, just weird things, like, you know, usually, like, cars pull out in front of you or something. Or, like, you know, it takes longer to check in at the rental car place or whatever. Like, none of that stuff happened. Everything's been like back to back to back. All my appointments were on time on Saturday. They kept me longer if they needed to. When I came in early, like a half hour early to some appointments, they took me. They took me right away, and then that appointment would last until, like, I needed to go to my next one. It was so crazy. And that happened to me when I moved to LA too. There was like this, and that was, it was a really weird how that came about, because I didn't know where I wanted to go to college. I just kind of like decided at the last moment that I wanted to go to college, because I'm like, what am I going to do? Stay in this town and just drink and party for the next 20 years and not do anything with my life? I didn't feel like that's what I was supposed to do. And so I grabbed a map. And I asked God where I should go. And I don't remember what I did exactly, if I like spun the mat around and just pointed anywhere, but my finger landed on Hollywood, California. And in the couple of years it took to get that together, like, things just kind of happened in ways that probably wouldn't have if it wasn't really meant to be. Like, for example, I didn't have any way to, like, how was I gonna move down to California? Like, I rolled my car when I was a junior. I don't know what I was driving. I had like this car at my mom's, and they weren't gonna let me take that, and so and then, like, randomly a family friend said he was like driving down in the semi. He had all the room I could imagine, and he would take me for free. Like, where did that come from? And then, like, just weird things, like how excited the college was for me, and getting my parents to, like, the whole process of, like, letting my parents for the first time hear something that I wanted to do. And then the really weird thing is I went to treatment for drinking right at the end of my senior year, and my counselor was like so excited for me to go. To me, that was really weird. Like, I'm not gonna have any support system. I didn't have any stable recovery outside of treatment, the 30-day treatment program. You know, it didn't seem like maybe it would have been the best idea, really. Like, you know, sensible people should have been telling me not to go. I would think. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I was like, they're supporting me. That's so strange. And so, and so that's how I've been feeling with this album getting together, is that, like the hand has just been taking me where I need to go. Especially like this last weekend, how everything's just kind of fell into place. And the thought I was having when I was driving over here is, and this was in prayer, I was praying a lot. I've been praying a lot, and I don't know, like, I've been connecting in prayer like very easily the last week or so. Like, I can just feel, you know, when you can just feel like you're on the right track, or you can feel God's presence. Like, for me, one of the things I missed so much was just like feeling his presence. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but like there's times where I have to really seek. I have to really seek hard. I have to pray. I have to, you know, silence myself, and it's just kind of really naturally happened. So I'm praying, and I realized that if I hadn't went to California, I was thinking this while people were driving nuts, you know, like the Minnesota drivers, like they don't know how to switch lanes, and they're like slamming on their brakes really fast, and like just like the Minnesota driving. And I was thinking about what my girlfriend told me when I was in California. She started letting me use her Jeep. Like, she's just like, and she said, "You're from Minnesota, like I know you guys drive worse than I." Was thinking like, okay, just because we have winters here and we drive through snow does not make us better drivers than California. Like, they're much better drivers than us, in my opinion. Anyways, so I was thinking about this while these drivers are happening, and I felt like if I hadn't been led to go to California, I never, ever in a million years would have been strong enough being here in Minnesota my whole life to go after my dream of music, or God's dream for me. I would have never had the courage to do that had I not taken that step and cut my ties and moved to California after high school. And I've had so many other thoughts about why I've been led to this album, and how important it is. How really, really important it is. And I don't know why. Honestly, I don't know why. I don't exactly know all the details. I feel like this is going to be a landmark album. Like, it might not be pop music, and it might not be, you know, popular music, but it's going to carve me out as an artist. And I don't know why I feel that way, honestly. I would have to say it's something about the soul. And it's something about how personal it is. And I think it's about how smoothly it came together too. But that's not what someone's gonna see. Maybe when I just had an idea too. I just had an idea. I think what I'm gonna do on the inside jacket of the CD is write a little bio about this work, about preserving something sacred, and how rare that happens in our society, how rare it is to speak of good things. I've been noticing this with my girlfriends. I don't know, it just seems like I'm really paying attention to the obsession over negativity. And this isn't just in other people, I'm noticing in myself. There is a Bible verse that says to think on good things, whatever is pure, good, honorable, pure, or whatever. There's like stuff that you're supposed to think on. And I've had that in my mind, and maybe that's why I'm paying attention to what other people are saying more, is that like, are my thoughts good? Are my thoughts good? Are they honorable? If I was my friend and I was listening to my thoughts, would I be attracted to that? It's just something that I don't think we pay attention to. I think there might have been a time where that was really important. And I hope by doing this album that it is something good for the world. My message might not always be amazing and that's not what I should say. My message might not always be I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I hope this album raises the bar on my life and others. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back to sleep again. I hope so. I have my alarm set for 7. I guess I'll pray. I guess I'll lay down and pray. We can't be perfect, but we can be good. Hit song, hit song.
Going to the top of the charts.
All right, let's do this. I just finally go. Oh, I did it wrong. We were back to the old stuff. I got a bad habit with that song. We're gonna get it though. I just finally go. I'm lying in bed. I can't get up, 'cause I'm here. try it. I just turned legal. I'm lying in bed. I can't get up 'cause I'm here. All right, good. Let me listen. There is still a little bit of rasp on that. Let me do it one more time. I just turned legal. I'm lying in bed. I can't get up 'cause I'm here. All right, good. Let me listen. Can I listen to it with the next part to make sure that goes together? Let's take it from the top. That's great. Okay, I'm coming back in. Can't wait for you guys to hear it.